Hey,
And
hey, good to see you, Wmpyr. We are back. Bloodfist 2.
yes, 1990.
Yeah, right up following a lot from the success of Bloodfist 1. So I
Yes.
didn't know like much about these movies, like other than they were old school, like what we talked about in part 1. But
Yeah.
I did look up the budget. Like,
Oh,
they didn't make a lot of money with these.
no.
But I don't think they were spending a lot of money either to make them.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, we said that Blood Fist 1 was like a more realistic blood sport.
yeah.
And I really dig that. But this movie, Blood Fist 2, to me, is more like Enter the Dragon than it is Bloodsport. What do you think?
Oh, totally. Because I think you might be going in this direction where they're held against their will,
Mm?
and they've got to fight in a contest.
Yeah, tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because at the beginning, the Enter the Dragon, just for reference, they don't know that they're against held against their will
Mm.
until they find out later on, and
Yeah.
then the in this movie Bloodfist 2, I mean, right away from the beginning they wake up like all those stars are awesome. The each person's an expert in their own field,
Yeah.
like we mentioned in the first video, like it's pre MMA, but like each one of these dudes is a major attraction. Like they've got good skills, like. And
Okay,
I think
cool.
it says on the IMDb, like on a little trivia thing, it said it. Like I looked it up,
Yeah.
that when the snake, I'm gonna call him the snake, but
Again.
he's the guy from part 2.
Yeah.
When he's uh, interrogating them right at the beginning, he says all of their accolades in real life as he's like lining up in front of each one of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's right off the bat. They're prisoners.
So that guy makes a reprisal, not the same character, like we had said, and this
Yeah,
he is kind of like Han from Enter the Dragon, but it's
yeah,
Han's
yeah.
Island. This is called like Paradise Island.
Paradise. It's called Paradise. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so he's now that kind of character where he's the
Hmm.
main boss of he rules
What's
the
his name? Is his name like Sal or something? I forgot his name.
oh
Something with an S, I think.
gosh, I don't remember his name. Sal was the buddy. He was a good guy, but
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
But
this
he's got the daughter, the Han guy, the leader. He's got like at the end we find out that she's the daughter.
yes, that she is the daughter. Maurice Smith is kind of the Bolo guy, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Or
by the way, Bolo from part 1 comes out, like the real buff dude that
the mo
plays
yeah,
Bolo's lookalike in Bloodfist 1.
yeah.
He comes out, except he's got hair. This time long hair, a different motif with his outfit, but he's definitely in there. I saw him. Like
Who did he fight?
he fights Don the Dragon in one of the matches.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, they're because all those guys are all juiced up. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
probably like 6 of them, or maybe 7 or 8 of them, and they sit in that little section. And then all the good guys that we like, they're
yeah,
stuck in the cage. But
yeah.
I'm fast forwarding a little bit. I know we mentioned some,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Maurice Smith is sort of the main villain guy. So he's the right hand man.
Bolo and O'Hara put together, kind of.
Yes, Bolo and O'Hara put together.
And so Jake Ray, so Don the Dragon is Jake Ray once again, but it's a
Yes.
totally different backstory.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah.
that he killed a guy in the ring, and that's why
Yes,
he quit.
yes.
Not because he donated a kidney, but
No,
because he
no.
kills a guy in the ring.
Yeah, you just give up all hope. Like this is sequel only in name, and I
Right.
think they might even talk about it on the web if you look it up and investigate further. But
Okay.
Roger Corman probably had some success, so he said, "Okay, let's just put the name Blood Fist." It might have been in another country released as another name too, but
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So all bets are off. They're no longer direct sequels. It's just
No,
the star, the same actors,
yes.
same team.
And so, but Donna Dragon Wilson is still Donna Dragon Wilson, and he's
Oh
playing
yeah,
really cool Jake Ray guy
yeah,
who ex kickboxing champ, but who has like this, I guess, having killed the guy in a ring is
yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah,
That's his background. I mean that.
yeah,
I mean, so in a way, he's kind of like this ultimate gladiator that never
yeah.
got the honors in a way, or he had the honors, but it was taken away from him because he throws the belt to the audience. It,
That's right. He throws it like at the right at the fight, you know. But I I have to say that it's well written because at the beginning of the movie when he's doing the fight with the guy, they give the guy something in his nose and then the guy gets pumped up, his
right,
opponent.
right,
That's foreshadowing toward the the battle between Don and the other stars, which I don't know their names, but you know,
yeah,
each one of those guys, they all have to battle somebody that's been given the super serum.
right.
So that beginning moment where the guy takes that thing and the coach puts it in his nose and then he gets amped up and he doesn't feel pain anymore. Don keeps wailing on him and nothing's working. So it's a good it's a I see the writing there and I can see how they worked hard at it.
Yeah,
Might not have the biggest budget and lots of you know angles with the camera to say okay this is the moment, but I saw it and I made a connection, so I was a little bit happy there. Okay, there's something, they're building on something. If
and
you go back and watch it again, you can see that and say, oh wow, look, that guy's on some kind of steroid, he's
mm,
not feeling pain. And then when you see it the second time when these men are being injected, you're like, oh wow, look.
right,
Because remember, Don's the first guy that says, hey, you can't fight fair with them anymore. It's you got to give them, you know, they don't feel pain. When he tells
yeah,
no
you
retreat,
can
no
go hit off.
surrender,
Yeah,
he tells him like, hey, you know, go hard, and he's the first guy that wins because
right.
the ranger is the guy that gets his arm broken and he survives. He doesn't get the
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
but you were right. Like you were totally right. Each one of these characters, they're memorable. I don't know their names, but I remember the Ranger. And then there's No Retreat, No Surrender. He's the first guy to win. Then there's the old timer Greco guy. That guy's battle was superb. I know I'm fast forwarding, but
It's wild.
that was just one of probably my favorite
Your
of
favorite?
them all.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, but
because you got to get like the big super villain to jump off the thing. Maurice Smith jumps that 12-foot
yes,
boom into the pit, and he's like, "Okay, come on." So you got to get number one right hand man to take out old dude in the Greco uniform. So that shows you how the quality of his skill. He
but
was just
let's go back
let's
to
try. Yeah,
yeah.
my fault.
So the Jake Ray character, what's awesome was even though he was a guy that reached the pinnacle, the glory in the kickboxing world, the movie basically starts off with him sleeping with some prostitute. So, and his place looks like a mess. You could hear the stuff
Yeah,
on the outside. It doesn't look like a good neighborhood, or it doesn't sound like a good neighborhood. So that's what was cool, that he, even though he reached the pinnacle, here's a guy disappointed in life, disillusioned by life. You know what I mean? He's brought down.
yeah, because he makes it to the top, but I got the impression that that's not the way he wanted to make it by killing a guy.
No, no.
And so it totally derails him. He was on a super track to stardom, and it derailed him. And like you said, you described it really well. I don't, you know, want to say it again. It he's at ground zero. So in a way, is it like an emancipation? Is he liberating himself in physically and metaphorically? Because or metaphorically, yeah, because he ends up freeing everybody, but also he takes those chains off of himself from killing the guy because
Yeah.
he's got to go up against his best friend.
Yeah, because you're right. He hits rock bottom,
Yeah,
And then at this rock bottom stage where
Climbs back out.
Maurice Smith calls him saying, "Hey, I'm in
Yep.
trouble. Can you help me?" And he goes to help the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've hit rock bottom or maybe a few times in my life, and it gets, it's hard. Life is, and I,
Yeah.
if I could just like, so this Jake Ray guy is an amazing heart and spirit.
Yeah. So it really, really positive. Like these
Yeah,
movies, they have, like I mentioned, in part one, they've got a start and a finish, and the stories are they've got a good rise and fall where you can follow it.
nice. Yeah.
And if you're into it, and you might have to watch it one or two times or three times, and you can pick up on these waves of where the writer is just little by little putting a clue. And if you see it, then you can see it. If not, it's fine if you don't see it. But I kind of got the impression that of what you just said, like he's, oh shucks, I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, okay. So we
Hang
could,
on.
sure.
um did it black out on you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we're good. I hit the it's but where we were right there, man. It threw me off. But so
No
Jake
problem.
Ray
Yeah.
hits rock bottom and then goes to help his friend,
Yeah.
and he's in Manila.
Again.
And what happens? How does he get knocked out?
Well, remember he meets the girl.
The girl, the daughter. We don't know if she's the daughter yet.
Yeah, and she lures him into the warehouse, and that's where they inject.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Yes, they inject him, but then he sort of escapes. And then there's the point where he jumps into the ocean.
Yeah, he escapes it right at that point. Like right when that's when the Sioux guy comes back, and he says like everybody like, okay, you're this champion, you're that champion, and
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody.
Okay.
So at that moment, the guy from No Retreat, No Surrender, the brother, he goes,
Yes.
"You forgot one thing. I was like
I was a bouncer from
yeah, yeah,
85 to 87. Yeah.
yeah, at the Pussycat Club or something like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
that." And that's when they do a small revolt, and that lets Jake, which is Don's,
Yes, Jake
gets out. Yeah,
runs off, and they even shoot him, but they miss, and
yeah,
he dives into the ocean,
yeah.
and
So
so
he,
makes a good epic getaway. Let's see what happens after that.
but the music, right?
Oh yeah.
This time around, I felt like they did. So in Bloodfist 1, I felt like they did the whole like score,
Yeah.
but probably because the lower budget, they had to,
Yeah.
they couldn't do as good, but they do the whole thing, which is impressive.
Yeah.
In this one, they do like one memorable score, and they just repeat that a couple of times, and I think that's the smarter choice.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely makes a lot more sense because you could just put little bits and pieces of the hero's theme
Yeah,
here and there, and like you just hear it in the background, and you're like, oh yes, so
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
well good direction that they went this time.
yeah,
I think also that they had some, like you said in the first video, they had maybe like a bigger budget this time, so they could afford a better composer and somebody that had a different, maybe not better, but just a different
yeah.
vibe, and it worked perfectly for this one because I remember this music a little more. Like it
Mhm.
did have
Me too.
what you said, like it you can hear the theme in the background, and so
Yeah.
it's good. Definitely.
And so well, once we get the idea of what Sue is trying to do here, that he makes a super serum for his fighters,
Yes.
and in this underground, it's not a tournament, but in this underground event, if he gets these world famous fighters and they get destroyed by his no name guys that are using the serum,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he has all these like international buyers lined up
Yep.
at this
Yep.
like high what do you call it, party with like all these like high society party.
Yeah. I mean, it's got world leader people there. It's total, uh, like from another movie that art the Lord of War. He's dealing with people that they sell weapons, they international arms dealers and drugs and trafficking. So I think in his speech he tells them that you won't have to sell drugs anymore, you won't have to sell this. All you got to do is just get athletes, and
Right.
athletes are predictable, and athletes are this and that. And he says it, and he's got that super serum, and he opens the briefcase and it's all like laid out like, and these people are totally just captivated by him. You know,
Mhm.
he's a good salesman. Sue, that was his name. He's
Yeah, he has a good voice, the guy.
yeah,
I can see, this role I think was a good role for him.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
totally from part one, which it's unrelated, but he just happened to be the guy, who played the snake in part one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like I like this because they had a chemist, so they had the guy in there in his chem lab and the doctor was kind of weird, but you know he was still like he was still a chemist and he was making his stuff. Uh, so I liked it that it they talked about how the steroid was undetectable. It took 4 hours to assimilate into your muscles and no metabolites. You just like you became strong. And then he described what you would feel: no pain and
Right.
incredible strength. These kind of things. So it's a lot like what the Olympians were doing. They were what this happened in 1990. This movie. So
Yeah.
remember, there was that 1988 where Carl Lewis, the runner, went up against that
Bench.
guy from Canada. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
So
undetectable, untraceable is what he said. That's his marketing speech. And then
yeah,
tournament, the tournament was there to prove that.
yeah.
And then so now we got to go to the fighters, which is the really cool part.
Dude, this is the jewel of the movie.
this,
This
this is
is
the best part of the movie. So
yes.
Don actually splits his screen time with these other fighters,
Yeah.
right? Which is that's kind of a really cool thing. And
Real humble, man.
some of them die, but a lot of them make it too, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But
um,
even the ones that the ones that die, they showcase some good
a lot.
fighting
Yeah,
for movie fighting entertainment. It's
yeah, they
great.
do. They do.
Pretty
So
classy.
the first match was who went up first? The boxer, right? James Warren.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
They,
boxer.
they called him John Jones in the movie. That's the name of the character, which is crazy because that's the goat of MMA today, John.
That's what I was waiting for that. Yeah. Yeah.
But James Warren actually, this dude, he fought in like a early MMA event with
Wow.
Renzo Gracie, where back when Hoist Gracie was kind of dominant, everyone was talking about Hoist Gracie versus Ken Shamrock. Well, they made an event called I think it was called the World Combat Championships. So
Wow.
in it, they were doing Renzo Gracie versus Bart Vale, and Bart Vale was the guy that they said allegedly beat Ken Shamrock. So they were trying to top the UFC, and of course that didn't Bart Vale didn't even make it to. Renzo wins the whole thing, and
Wow.
finalist for that is James Warren, the boxer guy that we see.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's Renzo Gracie versus James Warren in the finals of this MMA match, which is it was a crazy tournament. You could see it on YouTube, but
That's really interesting. I'm gonna go
yeah,
look for it because
yeah,
just I don't want to say anything, you know, but boxing's a real science, and so if you study boxing and you're good at it, and you like we talked about how older generation fighters, if they had had MMA, they would have just made a natural progression. Maybe this is one of them, like
hmm
this guy.
hmm
So I'm gonna go check it out. Sounds like a nice match.
yeah, yeah. So in the movie, he just came out as a like a very, very one-dimensional boxer.
Yeah, yeah, but he
But
sort of adapts like a little bit, like
okay, yeah,
in toward the end of the fight, he sort of adapts to the guy,
mm,
but it's a little
too late,
too late is
too
the
little, too late.
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and uh, John hadn't woken up yet.
no, no,
He
he's
was
unconscious for a while. Yeah,
yeah, he's unconscious for like the first two matches, this one and then the Ranger.
And so the next one, is that the Ranger?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So the Ranger, I've tried to look up the guy. His name is Rick Hill, the actor. I don't know
Okay.
anything about the guy. There's an When I look up the name Rick Hill, actor,
Uh-huh.
the other guy that comes out is Death Stalker, another Roger Corman movie, I think. And
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay. I'll try to look it up too.
Yeah,
But what did you think of his match? Like he kind of
he
puts up a pretty good fight.
well he comes out with this like strange stance, so it's memorable, his look, and then he kind of
Yeah.
the Jesse Ventura and Predator where he spits the tobacco and stuff.
Yeah.
The character is memorable. Fighting style,
Yeah.
maybe not the greatest, but at least maybe out of all of them, perhaps the weakest looking to me. But
I thought that the fight wasn't good, but
okay,
the what you just said, his
character,
character
yeah,
was incredible.
top
I
notch.
I would have uh I would have liked to have seen a little bit of 2023's version of hand-to-hand combat from an army ranger,
Okay,
which I don't think it's that different from 1990. But he was a hand-to-hand combat instructor in the army as a
yeah,
ranger. That's who the character is loosely based off of. I think
right,
that's when Sue is saying the
yeah.
introductions. That's what he says. So when I saw his movements, I thought, oh no, this is just not choreographed well.
Oh,
But he's going up against these guys that are juiced up. So
okay.
maybe none of the strikes are working.
It was
Uh,
it was interesting because his style looked unique, right? Very different from the rest. So that was
yeah,
at least that was there. What's the third one?
the Taekwondo guy.
Is it, or is it the judo guy?
It's the judo guy, but the judo guy comes out with these kicks like he's Taekwondo
Right,
man.
his kicks
So
are
this is
amazing.
another one where he's a judo guy, but he starts, yeah, like
So he's
all these fighters were good. By the way,
that,
the even the Ranger was good.
so that guy, the judo guy, like you said, he had some pretty good kicks.
Yeah.
And then there's a point where he grabs a pipe,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
could tell he has some Eskrima
Yeah.
background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
you're going, wait a minute, this is a judo guy, but
And his eyes open up because he like smacks the guy on the head, like boom, boom,
and
and
nothing.
nothing. Like it's like he's fighting the Terminator.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But so that guy got to showcase like a lot of his skill. What would you think his real style is, the actor?
I don't know, like some Hapkido or something. Like who
That's a
knows?
good guess. I thought maybe like some Filipino martial arts with some Hapkido. That's what I
Yeah,
thought. Yeah.
yeah.
So
There you go. So we were
we're on the
probably on the
same.
wavelength.
Yeah.
The he was definitely athletic. He had a good form. He was uh, agile and believable. So I liked it. Let's see. Did he win his battle against the guy? And he's the first one that speared.
So wait a minute. Even though he won, he got no. He started running away. He started running away because he was like, I can't hurt this guy. So he's like,
Okay, no, he
and then
doesn't win.
yeah. So they just threw the spear at him,
Yeah.
saying,
Okay.
he's fighting cowardly.
Yeah. Okay. So who have we got? We've got the first guy,
Boxer.
boxer. He's out. He's dead.
Yes.
The ranger, they mess up his arm, but the audience says he
Yeah.
puts up a good fight, which we both agree he does put up a good fight. I would have liked to have seen a little different,
Right.
but I still liked it.
Right.
And then we've got this next guy that was a judo champ, and he goes down.
Yeah. The judo champ, who, in our opinion, was more like a martial arts guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
like
like a traditional multiple martial arts guy rather than a
yep,
judo guy. But
yep,
he he didn't even get the thumbs down, which we didn't explain in this. It was like a Coliseum format that.
Yeah, for rich people. Like
Stu goes up, and then after the match, he does a thumbs up or thumbs down, gladiator style,
yeah.
choosing whether and letting the audience choose whether the contestant gets to live or not, which is
Yeah, and he had sort of like the boxes there where he had not really the boxes, but in the rafters, he had some of his really high clients, his high enders, and he would look them right in the eye, like, all right, you see, like it's working, the serum's working, and they're like giving him the nod, drinking their champagne, and it was an event.
So, but
a lot like
I was gonna say
modern movie. There's a modern movie that came out, Mana Tai Chi with Keanu, where they have similar vibe like that.
I was gonna say Best of the Best 2. Have you seen
Best of the Best 2? Perfect.
They do the the same gladiator thing where they choose to whether the person gets to live or not. So anyway, so then we get to the judo guy. He doesn't even get the thumbs up or down.
No, they just
the spear at him.
Cowardly. Like you're running, boom, you're dead.
So who's number 4? Taekwondo?
Number 4. No, never. No retreat, no surrender.
Oh, the big brother from No Retreat, No Surrender. Okay, what'd you think of his style?
Dude, like it was old school. He did look like a Shoto. What is it, Shotokan karate?
Shotokan, yeah. Like the deep stance with the
like even when he had the guy down and he was like gonna do a ground and pound, he gets back up with like a like a reverse punch, and you're like, whoa, he just did like a
my first fight was against the guy that kind of fought like that.
Yeah, real traditional style.
And he was like a tournament karate guy, except he was really, really tall. But it was kind of like, so he had like devastating side kicks and back kicks, and he would send people to the hospital and stuff. But I got into a fight, with this dude. So he kind of reminds me of that, except this guy, Sal, very likable. This one,
Sal's just a great guy. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, Sal was a great guy. You want to be his friend, like you want to cheer for him.
Yeah. So he's the one that just straight up wins, right?
Yes, and I think that Don wakes up in like 25% into Sal's match.
Okay.
So he's just barely started, and he wakes up. He's like, "What's going on?" Okay, well, these guys are down, and Sal's on the mat. So okay, he gets up. Hey, Sal, they're drugged up. You gotta give them all you've got, and that's when the tables start turning, and I think the music starts changing a little bit in the background. You hear the hero's theme, and we know in the audience, like, hey, no retreat, no surrender is not gonna back down. Like he's gonna win. Like we got too much invested in this guy. Like they're not gonna break our heart, not anymore. Well, and sure enough, the tables do turn. He ends up making it, although I think he gets partially injured, maybe a little bit. Does he?
I thought he did his arm, right?
Something.
No, I don't remember, but
no, I think he makes it okay. He's it all right.
He's fine. Okay, so Sal's fine, and he's the first victory, like you said.
Yes.
And then it's the Taekwondo guy.
Yes, I think. Yes, it is the Taekwondo guy.
Has to be.
The Greco guy is the last guy because Maurice Smith jumps down.
Right. Yeah. So the Taekwondo guy, what'd you think of this guy?
Yeah, Taekwondo for sure, like all the way, because he was like doing kicks like the whole way. Like
to me, his footwork was amazing. I was like, this makes me want to do Taekwondo. I want to see this guy like do his own movie, is what I thought, where he's the main character. That's what I thought. He blew me away. Yeah. So he was really impressive for me. I liked his style a lot. It was real fast and
really explosive, real fast. Yeah. Just high flying kicks, like what you would expect from a Taekwondo champ.
Like a lighter guy, very quick and nimble. He did a great job. And then the
But
wrestler,
he gets killed. Don't they shoot him?
no, he's fine. He makes it all the way. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that lives. So yeah, he's good. Uh, so then I think like this is like the part where like people that were there that were supposed to buy the serum, they're like,
Yeah, the clients. They're
yeah, they're like,
pissed.
forget this, and they just leave. And yeah,
Yeah, there's a couple walkouts.
yeah. So Sue's getting real upset, and then now we have the wrestler.
Oh
And
yeah.
you said the wrestler, the Greco-Roman guy, blew you away, dude. The guy starts with the match sitting down.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
does that? Like, I mean, like totally sitting down, like not
Yeah,
even,
like sitting down, just cross-legged style, just relaxed. Oh, you know what it reminded me of? Toki in the Cassandra prison. Like, so he's just sitting there, and those two dudes
right,
that
right.
are they're right next to him with the beard, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna get you," and he just, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, no, that is he was on another level, right?
yeah, yeah,
To do that.
totally.
Yeah, it's
He was toying with those guys. He could have done a lot more,
mm,
but he was just showcasing those moves. I want to say that the choreography was top notch, really exceptional. It had it had me on the edge of my seat. I wanted to see more.
super unique because he fought sitting, maybe not the most realistic, but it gave me the feel that he was kind of like a almost like a Jean LaBelle.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a part where he like grabs the guy's hand and just starts biting on it, just real
yes.
nasty. That made me think of like the old school catch wrestler kind of.
There is a there is a Blood Fist where Jean LaBelle stars in the.
No. Wasn't he like some dude? He just comes out of the house wearing a robe, and then he just has an amazing fight scene with Dawn on the front lawn. And then Don just like finally beats him, and he's like, "Who the hell was that?" And he leaves. And then Gene LaBelle just like doesn't he just like wake up, and his wife is like, "Get back in the house," or something.
Yeah,
He seemed
I
like
think
that, right?
so. Yeah,
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 that is Gene LaBelle. Yeah,
yeah. That's him.
yeah. But yeah. So this guy to me reminded me totally of like a Gene LaBelle, not the same
Yeah.
physique,
He
but
even does the bite.
yeah, the biting. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
No,
uh,
I loved it. That was one of my favorite fight scenes of the whole movie
the whole
because it it incorporated a lot of the just good old fashioned practical effects. The
mm,
man sitting down, like when he would move and the guy's coming for him, so he just move out of the way. Like
mm,
it all made sense, and
mm,
then it left you with that feeling that you could do it. You could learn how to fight like that.
mm. And yeah, clearly he did seem a little bit older, like you said.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
seemed like his skill, the character skill, he's just like on another level. Like he
yeah,
was he
yeah,
was probably like one of the best fighters there,
yeah.
character
I
wise.
think if he had had a different attitude, like, hey, these guys can kill me. They're on this steroid. If he had known a little bit more about that, or if the writers had allowed for his character to develop like that in the 3 minutes of the match, then we would have seen more from this fighter because I thought that guy had like Batman level skill.
Well,
Like the Batman that I'm thinking of is that 50-year-old Batman, like the
oh,
older Batman, you
right.
know.
No,
Yeah.
he annihilates his
Yeah.
opponents, and like you said, that's when they're like, oh, forget. And Maurice Smith comes down because
Yeah, he just jumps down like
yeah,
boom.
because this guy
Yeah.
embarrassed their fighter
Yeah.
bad.
And
No
and
one else did that to that extent.
he Maurice Smith jumps down and assaults him,
Yeah.
and the guy's thrown off guard. But if you look at that fight, he does defend himself against the onslaught, the brutal onslaught. He does get in some good defense. So he
Mm,
was
mm,
caught off guard, and it probably injured in that. So
right.
when he gets back, he's not 100%. But there's a moment where he does parry some of Maurice Smith's strikes, and I think he fights back. But
Don't
unfortunately,
stab him.
yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets killed with the spear, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
so that's when Dawn comes in to fight
Yeah.
Maurice Smith.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and then
game on.
right, and that's the, you
The
know,
final match.
yeah, the final match, which is a little bit too bad because Maurice Smith's character, there wasn't that much development. And as you and I know, Maurice Smith is, I mean, he's a former UFC champion. Before that, he was like an North American kickboxer with probably
Yep.
one of the longest reign as champion. He was like 7-year champion or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, amazing dude. You know, super athlete, super legend coming in. You kind of wanted a little bit more background, but
Especially because he's Vinny at the beginning of the movie. Like, so you
yeah,
wanna know what's going on, what happened between these guys, what's their friendship based on, and like you're flying across the world to go help your buddy.
yeah,
Like, how do you not know your buddy's a drug trafficker?
right,
What's going on here?
yeah,
And so there's something there. It would have been nice, but we don't get enough. There's trade-offs, and this was great action, great fight scenes, great tournament setup, underground betting, everything that you can dream of. It's there. But yeah, this is one of the deficiencies. That, and then the daughter. You find out at the end that she's the daughter. I wanted to know more about her.
did you like her, the character?
Yeah, like she was kind of cool. Like at the beginning, I was like not trusting her, and then I started trusting her, and
Yeah,
then I wasn't, like, my trust was broken, so it worked. Like the
yeah, yeah,
enchantment of the movie worked. It
right.
worked on me because I didn't trust her at the beginning.
Well, that's the writing. They put a lot into her character. It was almost like they're trying to promote the actress big time,
Uh huh.
you
Okay.
know. But as far as I still like the girl from the first movie the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The one that the looks like the double impact.
yeah. I kind
Yeah.
of wish that she was in this one in
Yeah.
instead. Yeah, but
But it might not have worked that she was Sue's daughter. This one looks like he
yeah,
could be
that's
Sue's
yeah.
daughter.
She can't do Sue's daughter for
Yeah.
sure, and maybe she would have been too much of like a femme fatale James Bond girl.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
could tell, like you can't trust her. Come on, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
this one sort of had the appeal. Like you could trust her. She leads him into the warehouse. That's where he gets knocked out. All this
yeah.
but Sue even says like, "Hey, why'd you give him those kind words at the restaurant, or
Mm-mm-mm.
why'd you warn him? And then why'd you give water to our guys? Like, they're just gladiators. You're not supposed to give them water." So there's a little bit of crumbs that they're giving you in the writing that this girl, there's more to her, but I didn't know what it was, and I was blown away. Like,
And then from there, Maurice Smith's character, it goes sadistic, whips her like really bad.
yeah, oh
You know,
yeah, that's
they're
bad.
yeah, they're also trying to show that he's bad, but I wish there was a little bit more for both of
It
them.
would have been nice, man. It would
Yeah.
have been nice to know, like, what's the relationship between Vinny, Maurice Smith, and Sue.
Mm,
What's their relationship? Because uh he like abandoned his friend. I think there was a deeper connection between Don's character and Maurice's character, but we don't get that. And then the drugs, the allure of the money and the power, and Paradise Island is too powerful, too much. The
yeah.
magnetic pull, so Maurice Smith gets
So,
hijacked
yeah.
by this guy, by Sue.
Yeah.
Mentally hijacked, like in, how will we say, in Ghost in the Machine or Ghost in the Shelf, like where
Mm,
they get mind hacked. Or,
yeah. So he totally finds his groove or whatever. That
yeah,
you know.
yeah, he's in, and so he's whipping the dude's daughter, and the dude's like looking at him like Ming the Merciless.
Yeah, you're right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, like in Flash Gordon. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty wild, but
So
yeah,
then that's the end of the pit. Uh, and how do they get out of there? And they're fighting on the outside. I know there's an outside.
yeah.
Uh,
So from it's just like Enter the Dragon, where now like after Don defeats Maurice, right?
yes.
all hell breaks loose. All the guys come out from the cage. Don gets them out. They all come out, and they just
Oh,
everyone's
somebody picks the lock.
what?
Sal, I think.
Okay, Sal picks all
Yeah,
these.
he picks
So
the lock, and then right at the perfect moment too, because it like the tides turn.
so they get out, and then it's all havoc, and it's like the end of Enter the Dragon, where everybody's fighting everybody, and
Okay.
yeah, and then that's how it ends, where Don has that final fight against Sue,
Yes.
and I kind of wish that, like, in Bloodsport, not sorry, Blood Fist 1, if you remember, Sue, like, he grabs almost like a broken off trident thing, and he
Hmm.
attacks Don with it. That reminded me of the claw that
Yes.
Han had. Yeah,
Han's hand.
yeah. So it kind of, maybe they were kind of foreshadowing that he's gonna become like a Han type character. Who
It
knows?
could be. It could be.
Indirectly, coincidence, whatever.
No,
But
you could be onto something. Maybe they had the idea of a part two, but they didn't know how to write it, and sometimes things just fall apart. So
mm,
they just went in this direction. But that's a good call with the foreshadowing, because
hmm,
he does play a Han look-alike in this one, minus the hand.
yeah, minus the hand. I wish he had, because I mean, when he's going up against Don, you know he can't take him hand to hand. You know that.
Yeah.
So he does grab a sword, but I kind of wish that he had.
Okay. Did you notice anything about that sword?
What about that sword, man?
Well, I mean, it's a model sword for a movie. What we know that, but
Yeah,
when he was hitting things with the sword, none of the stuff that he was hitting,
yeah.
like swords, as we know, swords, they're razor sharp.
Right.
So when he was hitting the furniture, none of the furniture was chafing. There was no flakes
Oh,
of the wood on the furniture coming off. So I was a little bit let down because
mm,
I love swords. So I'm a sword fanatic, and
right. Yeah,
so I saw it and I said, "Oh my goodness!" I saw it in another movie too, where a guy puts a sword on his shoulder, and I
yeah,
thought to myself, like, you just put a razor blade like on your shoulder, like, and
yeah.
like you've got like he didn't just like put it on there, like he was like, yeah, like, and you're like, are you kidding me? You just like collarboned your to death.
Oh man.
So
Oh
bad movie handling, the movie props. It was a
yeah.
great fight scene. They're in a kitchen or they're in somewhere and they're
Right.
fighting.
Right.
It's
The
all,
chem lab. The chem
yeah,
lab. Yeah.
chem lab. That's right. They're cooking in the chem lab. Oh
Right.
man.
And all the parts where, like, the guards, they're all dressed in like the Arnie's uniform, and they all
Yeah,
have screamer sticks and stuff. It was kind of cool to see that for me. To
yeah, totally.
because it's in the Philippines.
Yeah,
I kind of wish that we got to see a little bit, of that kind of action,
yeah.
or maybe just, why didn't they have a full blown Filipino martial arts dude in there?
Man, that would have been nice.
Is it
Would have been
because of
good.
the weapons?
Yeah,
Because this is supposed to be empty handed.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
but
they're marketing it to us in America.
yeah, yeah,
I think so. That's what it was. I think it's 1990. So we got to fast forward a few years before Eskrima or Arnis or anything stick related becomes popular in America. We're looking at later, even remember the Perfect Weapon, he
mm,
gets the sticks and he like does them in that movie. And
yeah,
that's kind of one of the first mainstream movies where you see sticks like that.
right,
But we'd already seen him in Out for Justice, where Danny Nosanto fights Seagal in that
yeah,
pool hall.
right.
But I don't know, like a standalone movie where there's a guy with sticks. Maybe a little bit of American Ninja, but that's still more of the sword motif,
No,
even though the training he does looks a lot like Filipino style. But I'm getting ahead of myself, far away from Bloodfist. But it's interesting, man, like, because it's all in the Philippines.
so now that you saw Blood Fist 2 again, what's your opinion compared to one, Blood Fist 1?
Yeah, definitely, I like it. It's got a good vibe. They could have done some, if they had maybe combined both of these movies together and made like a single movie.
Oh man.
It might have done really well
Yeah.
because it would have had the elements of all the those movies that we talk about, like baked into it.
Yeah.
The Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Enter the Dragon. It would have had them all.
Yeah. No, no. So for me, this is one of my favorite Don the Dragon Wilson movies.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I really like the characters of the fighters. Like I say, it's like a video game for me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I but that being said, like you said in Bloodfist 1, I mean the caliber of them having Billy Blanks and
Yeah.
Rob Kamen. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
gosh, that was I wish they were in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. But they do have Sal from No Retreat, No Surrender, so that's cool. Like,
That is cool. They have Maurice Smith. That is
yeah, Maurice Smith.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the other guys too. They were
Yeah. Each
amazing.
one of those guys was top notch. It's just
Yeah.
it it would have been cool to see them combine it in one. That's my take. Like, I'd like to, if you could do go back in time and make the movie your way, probably a one Blood Fist and just those two combined.
Oh man,
But
that's
I mean, there's eight of them. Like, I
yeah.
got through, I got up to number 7, and I kind of like slowed down. Like, it gets, but there.
What's your favorite so far? Number one, and what's your first and second favorite?
Definitely number 1,
Okay, number one, your
and
favorite
part 2.
is
But
there. Yeah.
yeah, that's first and second. So
Okay.
that's my first and second. But I like I like the music in part 4 and 5. I love the music. That's the one from Code of Silence.
Yes.
And it even carries over to 6. You can still hear a little bit of those melodies.
Oh wow.
Music is great.
Yeah.
The writing is really great. I just They're like standalone, long, made for TV episodes.
Mm,
But it's good storytelling. I think it's amazing storytelling.
okay.
I like the prison one though. It's good. I gotta admit that
3.
prison movie. So that'll be my number 3.
Yeah. For me, I gotta go with 2's my favorite, and then 3, and then maybe 1.
Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Go
Yeah,
in that order.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both of us top 3 is
Yeah.
the same movies.
In
Yeah.
the top 3. But
Yeah.
the music, for me, music wise, it's number 4 and number 5, because, and then number 6. Those Blood Fists incorporate that beautiful theme that I like from Code of Silence, where I go back to that awesome, like, you can hear like the drums, and then like the melody, like da da da, like, oh, it's great. So
Nice guy. I gotta check that out,
yeah.
and I'll be
But
paying.
part 2, I
Yeah.
think part 2 has the second best music,
Oh.
because the whatever instruments they're using, like, I wanted to look it up. I didn't have enough time, but we can look it up in the follow up or in the future. It's one of those, I think it's called a Fairchild or something. It's a music computer that they had from the 1980s,
Okay.
where the musician could buy a computer. It was really expensive, like $20,000 or $30,000, and you would get a computer monitor, a keyboard, and then like a piano keyboard, like a keyboard to type, and then a piano keyboard to input
Wow.
your stuff. And it wasn't, you weren't like playing a musical instrument. You were accessing a computer using these tools. We now know this, like, as in the music world of today, but this was back in the 80s.
Wow.
And the reason I bring it up is because the sounds from Bloodfist 2 are almost identical to those sounds that you get from one of those music computer devices, because they would get real musicians and sample those musicians in a sound studio, and so you'd hear a real saxophone or you'd hear a real flute. And so when you hear those instruments in the background, it might be one of these sophisticated ones. That's why it sounds so cool in the music of part 2.
And I think maybe that's why it's so short, because the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Could be. I
Yeah.
don't know. It could be just another expensive synthesizer, but I want to say it sounds like one of those
Very cool.
iconic synthesizers from the 80s. It was just so expensive because they got real sounds that were played from real instruments
Right.
and then processed those sounds through a computer chip, whether it was on a synthesizer keyboard or that really expensive computer equipment that I was telling you about. But this was we can look it up later in the.
Okay.
It's available. The info, it's out there. But I just didn't prep for that because I was thinking
Yeah.
more about the fights and stuff.
Well, no, it's all good, man. So another awesome Don the Dragon movie flick.
Dude,
And
yeah.
I think that's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Totally, Wmpyr. Thanks a lot, man.
Oh,
We'll see
thank
you on
you.
the next one. And thanks everyone for watching.
All right. Wmpyr over and out.
Later on.